So finally, we're getting a look at the main antagonist of the series. At least that's what I'm thinking, because series tend to change their main antagonist from time to time. So yeah, uh, at least for time being, the main antagonist is without a doubt Enchu with the opening and everything. So I'm assuming that Enchu here is pretty much going to be going up against Muhyo and Roji, so that's pretty much it. But we don't get much screen time of Enchi, but the time we get, well, he pretty much destroys a magical law itself. So, well, that is damn good. So you'll know more about Enchi in the next episode, but for the time being, let's talk about this episode. So, damn, like, didn't expect that to happen. Basically, we get another new character in this episode, and that is uh Kyoji. I think so. That's what his name is. I may be wrong. I might be wrong with the name. I'm sorry, but we get a perverted character who is uh, 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 we need a character like that in a shonen series, don't we? Like, every shonen series has one. I mean, come on. Naruto had one. Bleach had one. Um, even Dragon Ball has one. Like, come on. Every shonen series needs such characters. So, come on. Pretty much, it's obvious that we were about to get introduced to this character soon, knowing looking at the opening, and we already knew he was a pervert. So not I must say that I'm not disappointed with this character. So I also realized something in this episode, and that is Nana has started to see spirits, which is quite unusual, and this is without the camera actually. So does this mean that she can be a magical uh, instructor as well, or a magical second assistant, first assistant, or magical executor and stuff? Like, can she be going through those processes too? Who knows? But through what I see is that she saw a spirit without even like without even using a camera and stuff. So yeah, like that was that I'm pretty sure can only be seen by special people, and those were the people that were taking the exam, and that's what even Roji said. Roji said that these are the special people who can see spirits. So I'm assuming that Nana has gained the ability to see spirits, um, just like Roji and Muyo. Now, talking about this episode, let's talk about the spirit in this episode. The spirit in this episode was a uh, hmm. That was the most weird spirit, I would say. Like, I would not want a talking hand because, come on, I mean, a lip on my hand. I'm pretty sure I would stay away from that. I think so. That is the spirit I would most probably stay away from all the from the other all the spirits I saw in the last three episodes. I think that this is the spirit that I would stay away from. The reason is, I have watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean, come on. It's, after what happened to Joseph, I have an allergy to things that appear in hand, and like things like lips that appear in hand. Like I'm I'm kind of allergic to those things, and I kind of like to stay away from those things. Like I'm all good. I'm all good with staying away from those things. Now, moving on to the more of a Enchu stuff on this episode. We see Enchu in the library where Roji is searching for Muyo's books and his journals and everything, where he's quite famous. And yes, Muyo is quite a famous executor, magical executor. It seems like he's the he everybody is talking about him and Enchu in the town. Like we see that, and we see how uh, there's this build up of how what Enchu and Muyo would were like. So yeah, we kind of see all these stuff happening, and uh, in the library we see Enchu pass by Roji, and we also see him burn these things that are related to Muyo, and we see one of the image pop up in Nana's hands. So that's something that we see in this certain episode, and it's like, okay, so Enchu hates Muyo that much, but the reason is still unknown. And there is, well, the reason would be quite simple, is that he's jealous, but like we already know it's gonna be a simple story. We already know it's gonna be a cliche shonen story. This man was jealous of Muyo's power and everything. He was jealous of Muyo's intelligence and stuff, and he chose the wrong path. So at least I feel that it's gonna be a shonen cliche like that. So if it's different, then it's different. But we see Enchu in this episode, and we see how strong he really is with his stuff. Like I don't even think so. He casted any kind of magical law spell or something like that. He just summoned these black things out of nowhere, and just used them. Now we also see how Roji, not Rui. I was about to say Ruya for some reason, but Roji basically decides to leave Muya at the end of the episode, and that's because he screwed up in this episode, and he feels like it's all his fault, and Muyo is being held back. Like every time he's the one holding Muyo back, so that's the reason why he decides to leave Muyo, and we see how he speaks about not having talent, and we see the show is based around sort of talent, which is basically why everybody wants to either kill someone or leave someone. That's basically what I'm seeing. But last two episodes have just been that. So we see that um um I forgot the pervert's name again, but he basically says something about talent and how Enchi wanted to achieve a higher, a kind of a uh, wanted to get more talented. He was in search of talent. So we see that, and pretty much that's how this episode ends off. And hoping that, looking at the preview of the next episode, it seems like Enchu and Muya are gonna go in. Like I feel like it's going down in the next episode, and that's gonna be finally we're gonna see some real action rather than somebody getting one shot. So yeah, so we finally gonna see some real action. We're gonna see some real insanity go down, like the title says. So let's. I'm still waiting. Overall, this episode was decent. I wouldn't say it was great or anything, but it was more of a setup episode again, and it was pretty decent with what it was for this episode. So yeah, let me know what you think about this episode of Muya Toroji. Let me know what you think about Enchu, his character and stuff, and that was shown in this episode. Not overall, but at least in this episode. What do you think about his character? I'm still not sure about how his character will be in the future time. So let's just see what happens. So yeah, let me know all about the stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, peace.